Have you ever stopped to wonder how much time you really have left after 70? Not in a fearful way, not with anxiety, but with clarity. Because after 70, every year starts to feel more valuable. And whether we realize it or not, our bodies are already whispering the answer. You see, many people assume that longevity is written in our genes, but research now shows that your lifestyle, your daily habits, and even small physical signs can say just as much, if not more. Some people in their 70s feel sharp, energetic, and full of life. They move with confidence, they laugh easily, they sleep well, while others, maybe the same age, begin to slow down. They feel tired more often, weaker, less balanced, and often they say, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." So what's the difference? Well, according to a growing number of scientific studies, there are 7 key signs, subtle but powerful, that may reveal how long you might live after 70. These are not guesses, they are patterns. Researchers and doctors have seen again and again in people who live long, healthy lives. And here's the good news. Most of these signs are things you can track on your own. No lab tests required. Even better, they're things you can improve starting today. That's what we're going to explore together in this video. Each of these signs will help you look deeper into your own health. Not just how you feel today, but how long and how well you might live in the years to come. Because longevity isn't just about time. It's about energy, movement, clarity, joy, and most of all, independence. So if you've ever asked yourself, am I still on track for a long, healthy life? Or if you've noticed small changes in your body, your mind, or your daily habits, this video is for you. Let's begin this journey together with the very first sign, a sign that might be right under your feet. Literally, if you've ever wondered whether your current habits are helping you live longer, stay with us because the first sign might surprise you. Let's start with one of the most surprising and powerful predictors of longevity, your walking speed. It may sound simple, maybe even too simple, but study after study has found that your ability to walk at a steady, brisk pace in your 70s is a strong indicator of how long you may live. Not your blood pressure, not your cholesterol, not even your genetic history, just how fast you walk. Why does this matter? Because walking speed is more than just a movement. It's a reflection of your body's full system working together. Your muscles power your steps, your heart and lungs keep oxygen flowing, your brain and nerves help with coordination and balance. So when you slow down, it's often a signal that one or more of those systems may be slowing too. Let's take 2 people, both 75 years old. Joe and Frank. Joe walks every morning around his neighborhood. He keeps a steady pace, doesn't get winded, and climbs stairs with ease. His posture is upright, his stride is steady, and he crosses streets confidently. Frank, on the other hand, used to be active. But over the last few years, he's noticed himself walking slower. He gets tired more easily, takes frequent breaks, and sometimes feels unsteady on his feet. Now here's the thing. Frank might not feel sick, but his slower pace could be an early sign that his muscle strength is fading, or that his circulation isn't what it used to be, or even that his neurological signals are weakening. Your legs are your foundation, and when your foundation starts to weaken, so does your overall resilience. The good news, walking speed is something you can actively improve. Here's what you can start doing today. Take daily walks. Even 10-15 minutes helps. Use stairs when you can. It builds strength in your legs and improves heart function. Do gentle leg exercises at home. Chair, squats, leg lifts, calf raises. They all help build support. Even better, walking doesn't just strengthen your body. It lifts your mood, improves your sleep, and sharpens your mind. So the next time you're out for a walk, whether it's to get the mail or enjoy the sunshine, pay attention. How fast are you moving? Are your steps steady, or do you find yourself slowing down, avoiding hills, or needing to hold on to something? Remember, how fast you move through life, quite literally, can tell you how long you'll keep moving at all. Try this today. Take a short walk and time yourself. Notice your pace, your confidence, your steadiness. If you feel yourself slowing down, don't ignore it, because your walking speed can quietly reflect how well your whole body is aging. And as we'll see next, what you feel in your hands might be sending the very same message. Here's something you might not expect. Your handshake, yes, your grip may be one of the clearest clues to how long you'll live. It's not just about opening jars or carrying groceries. Your grip strength actually reflects the overall health of your muscles, your nervous system, and even your cardiovascular function. In fact, researchers have found that weak grip strength is associated with a higher risk of falls disability and even shorter life expectancy. Let me tell you about two men both 78 years old, Robert and Walter. Robert has always taken pride in his handshake. He stays active, does light weightlifting a few times a week, and can still easily open stubborn jars or carry shopping bags. His grip is firm, his fingers are steady. Walter, on the other hand, started noticing something a few years ago. Simple tasks, twisting the cap off a bottle, holding on to a heavy bag, or turning a doorknob began to feel harder. At first, he thought, maybe I'm just getting older. But what he didn't realize was that his declining grip strength was actually signaling something deeper. A gradual loss of muscle mass, and with it, a loss of independence. You see, when your grip starts to weaken, it's often a sign that the rest of your muscles are weakening too. And when muscles weaken, your balance suffers, your mobility decreases, and you become more vulnerable to injuries. Not to mention, it becomes harder to do everyday things on your own. But there's good news: grip strength is something you can absolutely rebuild. Here are a few simple ways to start to squeeze a tennis ball a few times a day. It's one of the easiest and most effective ways to engage your hand muscles. Use hand grippers or resistance tools. There are affordable ones designed just for older adults. Carry light weights during short walks or while doing chores. Even lifting cans while watching TV counts. The key is consistency. Small efforts done daily can restore strength and help keep you independent. So here's a quick test. Grab a jar from your kitchen. Can you open it without effort? Try carrying a full grocery bag or holding a book in one hand for 30 seconds. If those tasks feel harder than they used to, it might be time to pay attention. Not just to your hands, but to your overall muscle health. Remember, your hands are more than tools for daily living. They are messengers sending signals about how well your entire body's functioning, and how well you hold on to things today might just tell you how well you'll hold on to life tomorrow. Take 30 seconds today to check your grip, open a jar, hold a heavy object, or simply shake hands. If your grip feels weaker than it used to, that's a sign your muscle strength may be fading. But grip is only one part of physical control. In the next sign, we'll look at something even more subtle, yet just as telling: your balance. After grip strength, there's another subtle signal your body gives, and it's something many people don't think about until they start to lose it. Balance: your ability to stand on one leg, turn without stumbling, or simply walk without holding onto furniture. It may seem like a small thing, but it's a powerful predictor of your long-term health and longevity. Researchers have found that adults over 70 who struggle with balance are significantly more likely to experience falls, injuries, hospitalizations, and even cognitive decline. And those who can maintain good balance into their later years often enjoy longer, more independent lives. Let me introduce you to Carol and Nancy. Both are in their early 70s. Carol stays active. She walks daily, does light yoga, and regularly challenges her body in small ways, like standing on one foot while brushing her teeth. She can hold her balance for 10-15 seconds without wobbling. She feels steady, centered, in control. Nancy, on the other hand, hasn't paid much attention to balance. She stopped exercising a while ago. When she tries to stand on one leg, even for a few seconds, she starts tipping over. She has to grab onto the counter or lean on a chair. What Nancy doesn't realize is that this loss of balance isn't just an inconvenience. It's a message, a signal that her coordination is slipping, that her muscles may be weakening, or that her nervous system and brain are struggling to keep up. Balance isn't just about your legs. It's a full body, full brain skill. It depends on muscle strength, joint flexibility, visual cues, inner ear function, and even your reflexes. The good news is you can train and improve your balance at any age. Here are a few simple exercises you can try starting today. Stand on one foot while holding onto a sturdy chair or wall. Work up to holding it for 10-15 seconds, then switch sides. Walk heel to toe in a straight line, like walking a tightrope. Try Tai Chi or gentle yoga. These practices are excellent for both balance and mindfulness. Even 5 minutes a day can make a real difference. And don't forget, improving your balance doesn't just help you stay upright, it gives you confidence. It reduces your risk of falling and it keeps you independent so you can keep doing the things you love without fear. So take a moment today, try standing on one foot. Notice how long you can hold it without holding on, without tipping. Your balance today may quietly tell you how steady and safe your life will be in the years ahead. Give it a try. Stand on one foot for 10 seconds just like Carol. If it's harder than you expected, don't worry, but do take it seriously. Because next we'll look at something just as foundational to your health, and it happens every single night: your sleep. If balance tells us how steady we are during the day, then sleep reveals how well we recover at night. And as it turns out, the way you sleep after age 70 can be one of the most accurate predictors of your health and longevity. Sleep is not just about rest. It's when your body repairs itself, when your brain clears toxins, your immune system reboots, and your heart gets a break. Researchers have found that older adults who maintain consistent high-quality sleep tend to live longer, sharper, and more active lives. Those who don't, who struggle with restless nights or frequent awakenings, face a higher risk of memory problems, high blood pressure, and weakened immunity. Let's look at two men, Henry and Bill, both in their mid-70s. Henry has a regular bedtime. He sleeps about 7 hours each night and wakes up feeling refreshed. He avoids screens before bed, takes walks during the day, and keeps a quiet, calming nighttime routine. Bill, on the other hand, often tosses and turns. He wakes up multiple times during the night, sometimes lies awake for hours, and often feels groggy, even after what he thought was a full night's sleep. He tells himself it's just aging, but his body is saying otherwise. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired, it affects everything. Your mood becomes more fragile, your immune system becomes slower to react. Your brain processes information less effectively, and over time it adds stress to your heart and circulatory system. So how do you know if your sleep is holding you back? Watch for these signs: waking up more than once or twice a night, feeling unrested in the morning, dozing off during the day, trouble falling asleep even when you're tired. If that sounds familiar, don't panic. There are simple changes that can help. Set a regular sleep and wake time, even on weekends. Get natural light early in the day to reset your body clock. Avoid screens, caffeine, and heavy meals close to bedtime. Create a peaceful sleep environment, quiet, cool, and dark. And if you snore loudly or wake up gasping for air, don't ignore it. It could be sleep apnea, which is very treatable and often underdiagnosed in older adults. The truth is, your sleep is not something to accept as just part of getting older. It's something you can optimize, because better sleep doesn't just help you feel better today, it adds quality and protection to the years ahead. So tonight, instead of brushing off a restless night as normal, ask yourself, is my body trying to tell me something? Because when your nights are healing, your days are stronger, and the better you rest, the better you'll live. Tonight, pay attention to how you sleep. Notice how you feel in the morning, because in the next sign, we'll talk about something just as essential and just as revealing: your appetite. If quality sleep helps your body recover, then what you eat and how much you want to eat is what fuels your body to keep going. And here's something most people don't realize. A noticeable change in your appetite after 70 can be a quiet but serious warning sign. You might think, I'm just not as hungry anymore. That's normal, right? But while some changes are expected with age, a declining appetite or unintentional weight loss can point to deeper issues, from nutrient deficiencies to muscle breakdown, even early signs of chronic illness. Let me share the story of Margaret and Susan. Both women are 74. Margaret enjoys food. She eats a balanced diet: whole grains, lean proteins, colorful vegetables. She still cooks her meals, enjoys the process, and maintains a stable, healthy weight. Her energy is steady. Her mood is bright. Susan, however, has noticed that food just doesn't appeal to her like it used to. She skips meals. She often eats processed snacks. Something quick, something easy. She's lost several pounds in the last year without trying. To her, it seems like no big deal. But here's what's happening under the surface. Her muscles are weakening. Her immune system is slowing. Her energy drops more quickly, and her body's ability to recover from illness or injury is fading. You see, after 70, your appetite isn't just about hunger. It's about whether your body is getting the fuel it needs to stay strong. So what should you watch for? A sudden drop in appetite, feeling full very quickly, losing weight without meaning to, less interest in preparing or eating meals. If these sound familiar, don't ignore them. They're not just normal aging. They could be signals that your body is struggling to absorb nutrients or that underlying health issues like digestive problems, hormonal changes, or even depression are starting to show. Here's how you can support your body. Prioritize protein. Eggs, beans, chicken, tofu, whatever you enjoy, aim to include it in every meal. Eat small, frequent meals if large ones feel overwhelming. Add healthy fats and fiber to stay energized and regulate digestion. Make meals enjoyable. Eat with someone, play calming music. Make the act of eating feel pleasant again, and don't forget hydration. Sometimes what feels like a loss of appetite is actually mild dehydration. The way you eat today sets the tone for how strong, stable, and resilient you'll be tomorrow. Because food isn't just fuel, it's medicine, strength, and protection. So take a moment to reflect. Have your eating habits changed? Are you still enjoying your meals or just going through the motions? If your plate has been looking emptier lately, it may be time to refill it with care, with color, and with purpose. Today, notice what's on your plate and how it makes you feel. Because next we'll talk about something just as critical to your longevity, not what you eat, but how you handle stress. If appetite fuels the body, then stress resilience protects it like an invisible shield against the wear and tear of life. And as we age, that shield matters more than ever. Because while we can't always control what happens around us, we can control how we respond. And that response can shape how long we live. Science has confirmed what many have felt for years. Chronic stress isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous. It accelerates aging. It weakens your immune system. It increases your risk of heart disease, stroke, and even Alzheimer's. And the truth is, many people over 70 are carrying more stress than they realize. Let me introduce you to John and Richard. Both 76, John still faces challenges, health concerns, unexpected bills, family ups and downs. But over the years, he's learned to breathe through the chaos. He walks every morning, talks to a neighbor each afternoon, and journals quietly before bed. He lets things go. Richard, on the other hand, holds on to everything. He stews over small frustrations. He watches the news and worries about things far beyond his control. He rarely talks about what's bothering him and often feels overwhelmed. His sleep suffers, his blood pressure creeps up, and though he doesn't show it on the outside, inside his body's paying the price. So what's the difference? It's not about having an easier life, it's about having healthier ways to process life. Because stress left unspoken and unmanaged becomes inflammation. And inflammation is behind nearly every major chronic disease associated with aging. Here are a few simple ways to build resilience today. Practice deep breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Repeat. Write down your thoughts, get worries out of your head and onto paper. Connect with someone. Sometimes a 10-minute call with a friend does more than any pill. Laugh, move, pray, reflect. Whatever brings you calm, make it part of your routine. And remember, it's never too late to shift your relationship with stress. You don't have to be a meditation expert. You just have to pause, notice, and choose a healthier response, one small moment at a time. So ask yourself honestly, when life gets heavy, do you carry the weight quietly? Or do you have ways to set it down? Because your emotional resilience is not just about peace of mind. It's a core part of your physical longevity. The next time something stresses you, pause and breathe deeply, intentionally. Because in our final sign, we'll explore something that may surprise you, the role that human connection plays in how long and how well you live. We've talked about walking speed, grip strength, balance, sleep, nutrition, and stress. But there's one more sign, one that doesn't show up in a blood test or a fitness tracker, yet may be one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live after 70. Your social connections, because as it turns out, human connection is just as essential to survival as food, movement, and rest. Study after study has confirmed seniors who maintain strong relationships with friends, family, neighbors, or even community groups tend to live longer, healthier, and more fulfilled lives. Meanwhile, those who become isolated face higher risks of heart disease, depression, cognitive decline, and even earlier death. Let me introduce you to Eleanor and Barbara. Both are 78. Eleanor has an active social life, She meets friends for coffee once a week, attends a local book club, and enjoys phone calls with her grandchildren. She laughs often. She feels connected. She feels seen. Barbara, on the other hand, has slowly withdrawn over the years. She's lost touch with old friends. Her children are busy, and she doesn't want to bother them. Most of her days are quiet, maybe too quiet, and over time that silence has started to feel heavier. What Barbara doesn't realize is that loneliness doesn't just affect how you feel. It changes how your body functions. When we feel isolated, our stress hormones stay elevated. Our immune system becomes less effective. Our brain activity slows in key areas tied to memory and emotion. And our motivation to stay active, eat well, or even seek help begins to fade. But here's the hopeful truth. You don't need a massive social circle to stay healthy. Even a few meaningful connections can make all the difference. So what can you do? Call one old friend this week just to say hello. Join a small group around a shared interest, gardening, reading, walking, volunteer. Even 1 hour a week, it gives purpose and connection. Make it a habit to have at least one meaningful conversation each day. Connection doesn't mean being surrounded by people all the time. It means feeling like you matter, that someone knows you, that you're not alone. So ask yourself gently, am I staying connected, or have I been slowly withdrawing without realizing it? Because in the end, we don't just live longer because of what we eat or how we move. We live longer because we have someone to share life with. Reach out to one person today, even just a quick call. That small act of connection might do more for your health than any supplement. And now, as we bring everything together, let's take a moment to reflect on where you stand and what you can do, starting today to build a longer, stronger, more meaningful life. Now that we've walked through these 7 powerful signs, take a moment, pause, reflect. Ask yourself gently, where do I stand today? Maybe you move with confidence, sleep soundly, and stay connected with friends. Or maybe you've noticed small changes, a slower pace, weaker grip, restless nights, or growing isolation. Whatever your answer is, it's not about judgment, it's about awareness. Because the more clearly you see where you are today, the more powerfully you can shape where you'll be tomorrow. The truth is, your future isn't set in stone. Age is not a destiny, it's a journey. And the signs we talked about, they're not just measurements of aging, they're opportunities. Opportunities to move more, to build strength, to rest better, to nourish your body, to breathe through stress, to reach out and connect. Each small step you take today, whether it's a short walk, a good meal, a deep breath, or a heartfelt phone call, is like adding another day, another memory, another beautiful moment to your life. Because living longer isn't just about adding years. It's about adding quality to those years, energy to play with your grandchildren, strength to travel if you wish, clarity to enjoy simple moments, and independence to live life on your own terms. So let today be a beginning, a quiet commitment to yourself, a promise that you'll listen to your body's whispers and answer them with care, with courage, and with hope. Because the life ahead of you is still full of possibility. You are not done yet. If you found even one small insight in today's video that made you pause or reflect, we'd be so grateful if you could support our channel. Just tap the like button. It really helps others find this content. And if you'd like more videos like this, feel free to subscribe and turn on the little bell so you never miss a helpful tip or encouraging message. Lastly, we'd love to hear from you. Which of the 7 signs resonated most with you? Leave us a comment below. We read every single one.